The rain on Virilia 4 was cold and relentless, the kind that soaked through clothes and skin until it felt like it reached your bones. The streets of the colony's lower district were slick with it, reflecting the dim, flickering neon signs of run-down shops. Tom Arlen walked with his collar pulled up, scanning the alleys as he made his supply run. The war had left this part of the city scarred, broken buildings, scattered wreckage, and far too many people with nowhere to go. That's when he saw her. She sat on the steps of a shuttered chemist shop, knees drawn up to her chest, head bowed. Her clothes were tattered, and a thin tail curled protectively around her legs. When she looked up, he saw the unmistakable violet eyes and faint facial markings of the Nereians, a species known for their sharp minds and agile bodies. "Hey," Tom called softly, approaching. "You all right?" She didn't answer at first, just studied him with cautious eyes. Her voice, when it came, was barely above the rain's whisper. "You're human." "Guilty," he said with a faint smile. "And you?" She hesitated, as if saying her name might cost her something. "Kayla." Tom glanced around. "Where's your family?" Her gaze dropped again. "Gone." There was no mistaking the weight in that single word. He sat down on the step beside her, ignoring the water seeping into his coat. "You mean, gone as in?" "They left me," she said bluntly. "Said I was too weak, too much of a burden to take with them when they fled the fighting. So they walked away." Tom felt something tighten in his chest. He'd seen cruelty before, but abandoning your own child, if that's what she was a new low. "What about friends? Anyone else?" Her tail curled tighter. "No, I've been here 3 weeks. I steal food when I can, sleep in old freight crates when it's dry." Tom studied her. She was thin, too thin, and shivering despite the thick humidity. There was a stubbornness in her eyes, but also a flicker of something else, exhaustion. "Come with me," he said. She blinked. "Why?" "Because I've got a spare bunk, hot food, and I don't like leaving people to freeze in the rain." Kayla stared at him for a long moment, weighing his words. Then she nodded once. Tom's quarters were small but dry. He handed her a towel and some clean clothes, then set about heating a pot of stew. "You live alone?" she asked, drying her hair. "Yeah. Works out fine. Less noise, less mess." He shot her a look. "Think you can manage not to make either?" Her lips twitched. "I'll try." She ate like someone who hadn't had a proper meal in weeks, and when she finally leaned back, sighing, Tom could see the tension in her shoulders easing just a little. Over the next few days, Kayla proved she wasn't just a survivor. She was resourceful. She fixed a broken filtration unit in his water system without being asked, organized his storage so he could actually find things, and even traded some spare tools for fresh fruit at the market. But she also had nightmares. Tom would hear her in the middle of the night, calling out in a language he didn't understand. He never pushed her to explain, just made sure she knew she was safe. One evening, as they repaired a damaged drone together, Kayla said quietly, "No one's ever helped me without wanting something in return." Tom shrugged. Maybe they were the wrong people. She looked at him then, really looked at him, as if seeing him for the first time. "You didn't have to help me." "No," he agreed, "but I wanted to." Weeks turned into months. Kayla's strength returned, and so did something like hope. She started talking about her home world, the crystal forest, the floating gardens, the way the sky would burn gold at sunset. Then one day, trouble came looking for them. A Nerean trader docked at the colony, and when Kayla passed through the market, he froze. "Kayla, by the moons, it is you." She stiffened. "Rianne." The man's expression shifted. "Your family's alive. They've been asking around, saying they lost you." "Lost me?" Kayla's voice was sharp. "They left me." Rianne glanced at Tom, then back at her. "They want you to come back." Tom stayed quiet, letting her decide. Kayla's tail lashed once. "Tell them I'm not their burden anymore. Tell them I found someone who didn't throw me away when things got hard." Rianne looked like he might argue, but Kayla turned and walked back to Tom's side. That night, as they sat in the quiet hum of the quarters, Kayla said, "If you hadn't stopped that day, I'd probably be dead by now." Tom smiled faintly. Guess it's a good thing I don't walk past people in the rain." She leaned her head against his shoulder. "You gave me a second chance. I don't think I can ever repay that." "You just did," he said softly, and for the first time since he'd found her, Kayla smiled without sadness in her eyes.